Big shout out to Sporting Icons, best channel out there.
Okay, so it's that time of the month again where the new rankings are released. Of course, as always, the WBA are always the first out the blocks. This one we're talking about the heavyweight division, so make sure you are subscribed. As I say, each and every month with these rankings, very, very important that you watch these videos. You become a hardcore boxing fan very, very quickly. You will. So make sure you are subscribed. Do it right now. How dare you watch and not be a subscriber. Anyway, here is the top 15, the new top 15 for the WBA for the month of September. Oleksandr Usyk is the WBA Super Champion. Dubois is the WBA Regular Heavyweight Champion. Number 1, Michael Hunter. Number 2, Robert Helenius. Number 3, Hughie Fury. Number 4, Martin Bakole. Number 5, Anthony Joshua. Number 6, Arsenbek Makhmadov. Number 7, Lenier Perot. Number 8, Trevor Browne. Number 9, Zhan Kosabutsky. Number 10, Lucas Browne. Number 11, Ajit Kabiel. Number 12, Otto Wallin. Number 13, Kevin Lerena. Number 14, Big Baby Jarrell Miller. And number 15, Ivan Dajko. So that is the top 15 for the month of September. These are the top 15, the best heavyweights in the world, according to the WBA. Now, before we go back through all this one, dropped out this month is Dillian Whyte, who was number 4 last month, Andy Ruiz Jr., who was number 12 last month, and Joseph Parker, who was number 11 last month. Now, Joseph Parker being dropped, I can understand that. Obviously, Joe Joyce, he's not in the top 15 of the WBA either. And Parker versus Joe Joyce is going to be for the WBO Interim World Heavyweight Championship. So I can understand Parker being dropped by the WBA, because obviously that's not his route. Andy Ruiz Jr., I can understand him being dropped too, obviously because he's going to be fighting Luis Ortiz. And that would be for a WBC Eliminator. So again, Luis Ortiz is not in the top 15. So again, I can understand Andy Ruiz Jr. being in there. But on the same time, obviously Deontay Wilder's not in the top 15. Because again, he could be fighting for the same WBC Eliminator bout against Robert Helenius. But yet Robert Helenius is still number 2. How does that work? Okay. Dillian Whyte was number 4 last month, which is his first time in the WBA rankings for must be 3.5 years. Obviously, he was a WBC interim heavyweight champion, mandatory challenger, silver champion, all that kind of stuff. So, again, we can understand why he wasn't there before, but he appeared in last month at number 4, and this month dropped. For what reason? Now, isn't he supposed to be taking on Dubois, if rumours are correct? He has to be ranked in the top 15 to fight for the WBA regular World Heavyweight Championship, as you do for the Super, for a voluntary. So, if that fight is going to take place, then they need to be re-ranking Dillian Whyte. Unless, of course, that fight is now not happening, in which case they ranked him last month because they thought the fight was happening, but now it's not. See you later, Dillian. Maybe. All we can do is speculate. But when you look at, say, the top 15, let's start off with, I would say start off at number 6, downwards, Makhmadov. But Makhmadov, he is going to be taking on Carlos Takam very, very soon. So we can kind of overlook that one. And I think that him defeating a Takam would certainly put him in the top 15. Why not? But Lenier Perot from number 7, Trevor Browne, Zhan Kosabutsky, Lucas Browne, Ajit Kabiel. I'm going to skip over Otto Wallin. Reason being because Otto Wallin, at least he did try with Tyson Fury. And of course he did try and get that fight with Dillian Whyte as well. So we can give Otto Wallin a pass. Kevin Lerena, Jarrell Miller and Ivan Dajko. Are they, from number 7 downwards, with the exception of Otto Wallin, what have they done in recent times that would outweigh, for example, what Zhilei Zhang has done? Derek Chisora, Kubrat Pulev, Ali Demirizian, Hemi Ayo, I can never pronounce his last name, but he's a New Zealand heavyweight, Nathan Gorman, Fabio Wardley, Big Baby Jared Anderson, Tony Yoka, Dempsey McKean, Charles Martin even. What have any of them done that's better than any of those names that I've just reeled off there? Even Johnny Fisher. Johnny Fisher has done no better, no worse than any of those guys from number 7 downwards. Correct? So why are they in the top 15? From number 7 down to number 15, with the exception of Wallin, what have they all done? Now, you could look at, say, for example, Ajit Kabiel, number 11. Well, he did defeat Derek Chisora. Yeah, he did. This was back in 2017. So this is 5 years ago that Usyk defeated Derek Chisora on points where some people feel that Derek Chisora got robbed. But even so, Derek Chisora turned up to that fight in Monte Carlo without his trainer. But that was 5 years ago. And he's only had 5 fights since. Yeah, and he hasn't had a fight since May. And he's only been fighting journeyman. So why is Usyk number 11? Makes absolutely no sense. None whatsoever. Lenio Pero all the way up to number 7. Last month he was number 9, so he's been boosted by 2 positions. Why? Because he recently defeated another journeyman. Lenio Pero is 8-0. He's a Cuban. Listen, I'm sure he's an outstanding amateur and all that kind of stuff, but this isn't amateur rankings. This is professional boxing rankings. What's he done as a professional in those 8 fights? He hasn't done anything. He hasn't beaten anybody other than journeyman. So why is Lenio Pero number 7? Something's going on. Something's going on between him and the WBA. Or at least his team and the WBA. Trevor Browne, number 8. Well, he was former WBA regular world heavyweight champion. Yeah, he shouldn't have been champion in the first place. They stripped Manuel Char. Listen, we all know the connection between Don King and the WBA. Let's be honest, okay? We all know the connection. That's why Trevor Browne is ranked so high. But he just got knocked out by Daniel Dubois, a prospect, and didn't even land a punch on Daniel Dubois. Didn't even try. But yet, he's number 8. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Big Baby Jarrell Miller, number 14. Well, he's had 2 fights after all that time after being banned for PEDs. So now he's number 14, where it looks like he could be fighting Lucas Browne, number 10 next. Lucas Browne versus Jarrell Miller. Both of these have past PED convictions. Listen, I don't know about Lucas Browne, whether his was a supplement or whether his thing was spiked when he fought Chagayev and that. I don't know about the truth of all that situation, okay? I don't know. But I don't know why Miller is ranked in the top 15. I don't know why. Was it because he participated in that Argentina fight card put on by WBA against Bracamonte? Well, Bracamonte's a journeyman, right? Jarrell Miller's last fight was against a journeyman, correct? Now he's going to take on Lucas Browne. Lucas Browne is number 10, where Lucas Browne, once so long ago, he got knocked out by a rugby player, Paul Gallen. He got knocked out by him. He took a knee after a body shot against Dave Allen. But who's he beat? Junior Farr? Okay, cool. So he landed 1 punch against somebody who really he shouldn't have defeated. Okay, he landed 1 punch. He got the win. Congratulations. And again, that made him the WBA Oceania champion, something like that, I think it is. But he should be number 10. So he's the 10th best heavyweight in the world, according to the WBA. Really. Ivan Dajko, I mean, he's only had, was it 12 fights, something like that? He's from Kazakhstan. Listen, he looks pretty good. I don't know whether, is he a Probellum fighter? I'm not sure, to be honest. But he's number 15. He's only had 11 or 12 fights, again, against journeymen. So why, I don't get it. I don't get it with these WBA. There's got to be some corruption in there somewhere. There has to be. These are bullshit rankings. Absolutely bullshit. Again, you see, you can look at number 5, Anthony Joshua. Again, let's be honest, okay? He's lost his last 2 fights. Okay, cool. But he has been unified champion for quite some time, okay? And he has fought these mandatories across all the sanctioning bodies, including the WBA, when he fought Povetkin and whatever else. Okay, cool. But here's the thing, is that last month they dropped him. They dropped Anthony Joshua last month from the rankings. Go check last month's video. They dropped him. But now they're going to insert him into number 5. When Anthony Joshua, at the end of the fight against Usyk, what belt did he grab? Ring Magazine and the WBA. Fucked it over the ring. Like, screw you. Now, I'm not disputing the fact he's number 5. He's earned it. Arguably a little bit higher. Arguably. Number 2, Robert Helenius. Well, he's fighting Deontay Wilder for a WBC elimination fight. Now, yes, he is WBA gold champion for whatever the hell that means. Doesn't mean anything. It's just another sanction fee, isn't it? Where he has been petitioning to the WBA to make him WBA mandatory. Well, now you're fighting for the WBC eliminator. This is a semi-final. So Wilder versus Helenius will take on the winner of Ruiz versus Ortiz to become, what, WBC interim champion maybe? WBC mandatory? Maybe WBC full champion. Because Tyson Fury ain't going to be hanging around, is he? Oleksandr Usyk ain't going to be hanging around. They both put out their retirement thoughts that they only want to fight each other next, and that's pretty much it. So basically, the WBC are handing the PBC the WBC belt. Because Helenius, Wilder, Ruiz, Ortiz, all 4 of those are, what? PBC fighters. I mean, again, talk about absolute bullshit coming from the WBC. So again, if you're going to drop Andy Ruiz Jr., not rank Luis Ortiz and not rank Deontay Wilder, then why on earth are you ranking Robert Helenius? It's absolute garbage. These are shit rankings. They're absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. Now, at least we're going to get number 1 versus number 3. That'll be on October the 30th, is it? That's for the WBA interim belt, which is a final eliminator for the belt that Dubois has. So, at least them 2 are fighting each other. Is anybody else fighting each other? Yeah, number 10, Lucas Browne versus number 14, Jaron Miller. Whoop-de-doo. WBA, you lot need to get out of boxing. Please leave the sport. You corrupt, biased, mother